session to introduce a new program in collaboration with GIP CEI, a higher education public institution in France. Our shared commitment to excellence in education has brought us together to create something innovative, which is the MS International Global Supply Chain Management. This high-quality program will provide the students by new ways to use technology, and to future managers, they will learn important skills. We will discuss during this session the team, the partnership, the program, and the target for 24-25. So, as most of you know, my name is Bshara Nammar. I am the head of international admissions at Collège de Paris International. My colleague is Professor and Dr. Mohammed Haraki, Director of International Academic Affairs. Welcome, Mohammed. Concerning the partnership with GIPCI, this strategic partnership based on a sustainable vision that crisscrosses academia and market needs with an international exposure. The discussion started in 2021. It was then formalized by signing an MOU in 2022. And since then, we've been working together to develop and tailor an impactful program. Now I will leave the floor to my colleague Mohammed to learn more about this program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nammar, for having me, and thank you so much for all the efforts that helped make this program a reality. So, first of all, I will start by maybe explaining and introducing what is GIP-CEI. So, GIP-CEI, as its history indicates, so it started in 1993 with the creation of the ESLI, École Supérieure de Logistique Industrielle, or the Graduate School of Industrial Logistics, based in the region of Brittany in France, and more specifically in Redon. Well, it was initiated by the Chamber of Commerce. Then in 2013, there was the launching by the region of Brittany, as well as the multiple implicated parties in the region, to create a new form of public cooperation that is aimed to create a higher education and research institution, which was called GIP-CEI, or Groupement d'intérêt public Campus Esprit Industrie. In 2016, ESLI, as you can see, was incorporated into GIP-CEI. And in 2020, given also the changing nature of today's markets and businesses, there was the need, within the context of relaunching businesses, especially in the region of Brittany, to create the Graduate School of Industrial Technologies, or ST, École Supérieure de Technologie Industrielle, which is more specialized in robotics, mechatronics, electronics, and so on and so forth. Then in 2021, our management also wanted to expand and also export on a local level our know-how by launching our Parisian campus, or ESLI Paris. And this business development as well as higher education development continued well into 2023, when 2 new schools were actually added to our group, which were first of all IFALP, Institut Français pour les Achats et la Logistique Publique, or the French Institute for Public Procurement and Public Logistics, as well as MEGS, which is the Management and Engineering Graduate School, which specializes in, as you can see, management and engineering programs that are entirely English-speaking programs, as well as more projected towards our international partners as well. Please, Pierre, can we see the next slide, please? So, when it comes to the MS program, so the Masters of Science International Global Supply Chain Management, as its name indicates, so it's a high-quality program that will be taught in our current global setting, that aims to guide students to become operational change managers, and more or less also transformational change managers, capable of creating, first of all, value in the context of today's business world, digital, as well as ecological transitions, while taking into account the other main elements of the supply chain, which are supply chain logistics, also procurement, purchasing, as well as transportation and mobility. So the program, in terms of its dynamic, will be based upon the digitalization of the supply chain as is, plus Industry 4.0, which is the robotization of supply chain, while taking also into account the current innovation when it comes to Industry 5.0 or artificial intelligence. Of course, in any business setting, there's the cornerstone of a collaborative management that should be taken into account, as well as the sustainable development, which is part of today's France or EU's, as well as all global industries' main concern. Now, if we want to move forward when it comes to the program objectives, so the IGSEM program, so it will be based upon a new teaching dynamic that crisscrosses academic excellence as well as business championing, which means that the courses will be aimed to equip students with technological as well as organizational solutions when it comes to the agility of operations, the securing of processes in supply chain, production, and distribution in order to guarantee new territories as well as to guarantee new clients, as well as to guarantee a crisscrossing between the public, the private, and sometimes the associative sector as well. So our students who are our future managers, so will acquire both behavioral as well as technical, plus technological skills that will help them to create value based also on the requirements of the program. So such managers will become accustomed with the digitalization and the sustainable development approach that we are offering in order to cope with today's unstable, uncontrollable, and complex environment that is always ever changing. And this is why we want students to have not just a resilient approach, but more or less a vigilant approach that will help them be accustomed and also adapt to these changes. So what we are offering is an ecosystematic view when it comes to both performance management as well as risk management from a supply chain management approach. Now, when it comes to the... please, can you move the slide? Sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Muhammad. In addition to that, we will offer to all our students international learning expedition. The learning expedition for the student to discover new practices at leading universities and business schools in France. Moreover, all the students will have visits to companies in France to enhance their knowledge and to learn from experts. All the participants in this learning expedition will gain by the end a certificate of attendance mentioning the number of hours and number of credit earned. These are some photos from previous learning expeditions to our students.
Thank you, Chara. So when it comes to the program dynamic, so as we said, this is a joint program between MEGS or GIPCEI as well as Collège de Paris International. So there will be 50% of the courses will be taught by our own professors when it comes to MEGS or GIPCEI, and 50% by those of CDPI. So as you can see, we are trying to join forces, this is one, and to provide with the best what we can offer from both institutions. Two, the program will be entirely taught in English, plus students will have the possibility to have 2 tracks. Either they can do the program in 1 year or 2 years, depending both on the background of the student, this is one, and 2, also when it comes to the student's own capability, whether he's a manager, whether he's a student and trying to have a career change. So it all depends also on the profile study of the student's dossier. Then the international faculty will be made of renowned field academic and industry champions, which means that we have our own professors, plus, and when it comes to both our institutions, plus we have visiting professors from international universities and business schools, as well as those that are affiliated with local French universities and business schools that are very much academic expert. Plus, we have industry champions, such as managers or chief supply chain officers that are based either in France, the EU, or on a global corporate level. When it comes to the ILACs, so as my colleague just explained, so it's a 1-week international learning expedition program where students will be able to attend disciplinary courses when it comes to supply chain management, procurement, the transportation, and everything that is related to such fields. Plus, there will be company visits as well when it comes to their ILACs, International Learning Expedition. For instance, they might be visiting supply chain platforms, or they might be visiting a specific airport, or they might be visiting a specific maritime port, or any activity that is related to the program on an international level. That way they will be exposed to both what we have to offer here in France as well as in the EU or abroad if necessary. Now, as also my colleagues just explained, when it comes to the logistic site visits, these will also be programmed in France, so they will have the chance to review several logistics as well as supply, as well as transportation, mobility, and everything, or maybe provisions, dynamics that are based in companies or partnered companies, if I might add, to both our institutions. And then, of course, a number of cultural visits will be organized in order to make students view what also France has to offer on a cultural level as well. Thank you. Now, when it comes to the skills and competencies or when it of the program as is, so the program will help students, first of all, be equipped with team management skills, how then they will become managers capable of ensuring process piloting, executing strategies on all levels, of course, as well as apprehending the various vulnerabilities of today's changing business environment. The important thing is that they become capable of to manage and secure complex projects in crisis-related environments while finding opportunities in each and every circumstances. Now, if we can move to the next slide, please. When it comes to the academic engineering, so of course we have adopted an academic engineering founded on the learning by doing principle, which means that the courses are taught by renowned, as we previously explained, renowned professors as well as by industry champions, so students may get the best conceptual principles plus the practical tools that are necessary for them to integrate the global supply chain world. So this is on a academic, let's say, approach. And then when it comes to the business world as is, we want the student to be immersed in the business world through real life cases and simulations that we will be also adopting and incorporating in this program, so that their professional integration in the world of global supply chain will become possible. Finally, when it comes to business projects, we will be helping and guiding students in order for them to be able to manage projects that deal with an innovative topic related to global supply chain management. Of course, I will be explaining this in the next slide. This is related to the academic engineering. So on it, for this program to be validated, on a 2 years, let's say, track, students will need to attend 882 course hours, which is equivalent to 126 ECTS, and they must validate the 5 research or course axes or blocks of the program. So block 1, you have strategies for managing supply chains. Block 2, operations management. Block 3, freight, transport, and warehouse management. Block 4, global purchasing and supply. And Block 5, green and sustainable logistics. Within the context of these blocks, as we have previously explained, when it comes to business simulations, as well as when it comes to business projects and case studies, we will guide students in order for them to develop an innovative project that actually responds to a current supply chain management gap in today's business environment, while respecting or highlighting or being compliant to at least one of these 5 blocks. If I may give an example here, for instance, today, let's say we have a humanitarian crisis. How can we send we can say a container of aids to a specific area in today's world? For instance, if these aids are medical aids or sanitary aids or so on and so forth, of course, there's this specific conditions plus specific incubation that must be put into place. That said, the students must develop a project from A to Z, which means when it comes to finding the idea, when it comes to planning it, when it comes to executing it, having a control framework, as well as finally feedback and closing the case as is. Plus, they need to find how we can finance such project in order to send this container. How can we ensure tracking? How can we ensure that the person that is, or the organization that is authorized organization will be receiving this container and how this container will be distributed to those who are concerned. This is if we took this case study. So as you can see, this is a case study from A to Z where students must develop this project. And in the end, students must actually put this project into place. So at the end of the year, students will actually have to send this container of aid to the concerned area. This is if we took this example. Of course, there are many other examples as well that we can use. Now, when students will be equipped with, as you can see for the blocks, supply chain logistics strategies, the globalization of supply chains. We will also highlight the supply chain and logistics operations. How can we control them? How can we get true feedback? Plus, when it comes to the e-transitions of supply chain, especially here, when it comes to the principle of deliver web that we are introducing here, the procurement techniques, the new procurement techniques, as well as the new procurement requirements. When it comes to the EU, when it comes to the world, when it comes to the quality standards that are currently put into place, plus advanced purchasing activities from an innovative perspective as well, the social transitions in today's supply chain world, as well as the environmental transitions that we must take into account.
Thank you, Muhammad. Now, the registrations are now open, so all interested students can apply and reserve their places in the program. The program is set to start in September 2024. This program is designed to a wide range of individuals, including professionals seeking to enhance their skills, current BBA students looking to elevate their knowledge, and of course, all our esteemed alumni worldwide. In addition to that, we have prepared an informative brochure that will be soon shared with you, and that contain an overview of the program structure. Of course, we have also our team is available to provide any assistance, any queries that you may need. Concerning the enrollment and the admission, as you may know that we have streamlined a simple admission process. The process starts by submitting the application with the required document. After receiving the document, our team will start by studying the file and evaluating the file, of course, taking into consideration the academic achievement and working experience for the student. Successful applicants as well will be invited to a personal interview to learn more about the candidate and also to understand their motivation and their interest and to reply to any question they may have regarding the student. Upon successful interviews, all the candidates will receive conditional acceptance letter that outlines the next steps. This includes details about the program and payment process. After receiving the payment fees, we will prepare the final acceptance letter, which is an official document that serves as an official confirmation by the school for the student to apply for the visa. After getting the visa and arriving to France, our team will also guide the student to finalize the registration procedure and welcome the student into our community. Thank you. Now, if you have any question, please, we will be happy to answer. For now, no questions yet.
Laisse-leur le temps de poser les questions.
Okay. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much for
Muhammad.
your attending. Thank you, Shara, for having
Thank
me.
you,
And we are
Muhammad.
very much excited to have this
Of
program
course,
out.
of course.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Start it up.